Hello, everybody. This is Di, Antinatalist, and I just woke up with sort of an idea that I was going to share with everybody. And this is my little dog. He just cuddled up next to me. But today's talk is going to be on actually the anger I feel with certain people who should otherwise be strong anti-natalist. And this anger actually motivates me to create videos and discussions on why antinatalism is so important, and trying to bring enlightenment to people who don't quite understand the concept. Now, I'm going to depict two particular people, and they just happen to be men, but that's just a coincidence, I believe, because I could easily have made this video on, women's careers that depict, the same agenda. But there's two particular people who should be very strong anti-natalist, but who aren't. Number one, he's a younger fellow, and I was really discouraged to hear that he just had a child. And he is, late 30s. And his profession is in the medical field. And daily he sees trauma, tragedy, injury, chronic pain, and even disease. But particularly injury and trauma, age-related issues, arthritis, but pain. Pain is his specialty. Pain and recovery. And so I just recently found out that he had a child. And I can think of nothing more futile than to work in a field that prepares you to see all kinds of, trauma and pain and hurt caused to the human race. And then knowing that your child is going to experience those same things and will certainly age and eventually die, and yet go through the process of recreating somebody who will be tortured with pain and injury and degradation and decline their whole life. And this video is going to have a second component, and I will probably do this later on today. It's on a more personal note. And I am debating whether to publish such a video, because I do realize that in addition to getting my message across, of promoting not reproducing, I do feel vulnerable in producing some videos which draw attention to my injuries or weaknesses and that sort of thing, because there is a segment of the population that takes glee and takes joy when other people are harmed. Schadenfreude. And that is a very evil component of some individuals. And so I'm still debating whether to do the video, but if I do, it will be soon that it's published, and there's a reason why it has to be soon. But yeah, I'm probably going to go through with it, but I'm kind of squeamish about doing so. But yeah, the second person I'm going to discuss, his particular job is to, I guess, to be positive, or he feels that he has to be positive to impress people in his career. And he is, in academia and that sort of career, I guess a coach, if you will. And so his job is to promote positivity. And I feel that those types are the absolute most delusional. And they are delusional because their whole aura is phony. In other words, they could go to work and have the worst experiences, have a flat tire, have debilitating and crippling pains, arthritis, stiffness, an assortment of issues to tackle before they get ready in the morning. Extreme issues and extreme discomforts because of age-related and genetic-related decline. And so this person who is crippled by life and by its harms and bodily traumas from his youth, and assorted injuries and inoperable conditions and permanent conditions. He is thrusting the phoniness of optimism. And I can see no other futile and deceptive practice than to promote positivity when he himself has no future, and certainly no positive future left. And he is an older gentleman, quite a bit older than the young fellow who just had a child. And both individuals work in careers where they, I guess rehabilitate, if you will, people, or both professionals are in the business of coaching. Coaching to achieve an outlook in people which, essentially is not going to change many outcomes. and I find it just extremely deceptive and delusional. There are many, many fields out there where, people see harm and decline and suffering. Look at funeral directors, morticians. My particular field, or the field that I worked in the longest, hairdressing, it was pretty positive, pretty upbeat. We didn't have many clients that had conditions that were sorrowful or suffering. I did see a woman who had alopecia, not complete alopecia, but extreme thinning of hair. And I did see a client who was going through chemotherapy, and she lost probably 80% of her hair. And I had to shape up what was there. And, I remember a client once who had really, really bad psoriasis, and it attacked his forehead. But I guess I saw very, very few people with that condition, actually with active psoriasis in my chair. So overall, my profession did not deal with the negative consequences of being a human. But for those people who are, for instance, in the medical field, or people who rehabilitate or teach or try to overcome human weaknesses or frailties or painful conditions, they are the ones who should embrace antinatalism in a stronger fashion than the rest of us, because they have a bird's eye view within their career of things that can go wrong. And I think maybe that's why my adaptation of antinatalism was delayed so much, because, I was naive. I had to wait till, later years in my life, where I saw my own harms and relatives' harms and pet harms and life harms. And, it took generations or decades of my life to actually be certified as an antinatalist. But I think with the internet, I think with more exposure, younger people are going to be adapting antinatalism, whereas my generation was somewhat naive and sheltered, and we were optimistically promoted. We were encouraged to reproduce and to look at the bright side of life, so to speak. But optimism does not change the outcome of anything. If anything, optimism is delusional and may actually skew your perspective to expect better things, and you may be actually more disillusioned because thinking things are going to turn out all right or be okay, or that you have a great future, or that things are going to improve, may actually set you back and provide more disappointments. Hope is delayed disappointment. So the anger and disappointment and disillusionment that I have with people who have careers that address people's flaws and weaknesses and pains and suffering has actually caused me to be more proactive in promoting antinatalism. And I feel very, very strongly about this. This is my life's mission. And it's just shocking. I'm just aghast at people who, can spend their careers, their lives, their, day in, day out, Monday through Friday, or Monday through Sunday, if you will, trying to improve people or trying to overcome painful conditions or trying to resolve things within individuals' lives. And yet they still hold on to optimism. Well, I guess that is extreme stubbornness. And stubbornness is stupidness. So I'm going to call optimism stubborn and stupid. So thank you for watching my video today. And please comment and leave a reply. And if you have a career, or if you know of someone who has a career and, they see life's harms, or they deal with a lot of life's harms and painful conditions and age-related decline, please jot it down and share it with the rest of us. Because I'm seeing a pattern here of people who are promoting optimism, or they are actually just hiding. They're hiding behind optimism. And I really don't like that because it's not truthful. I don't like any kind of deception. I prefer transparency and honesty and revelation and disclosure. So now I'm even more convinced to do my video, and I'll do it later on today. So I'm going to be exposing something about myself, regardless of the types, the people who actually like when other people are harmed or who have pain. I know that there's evil people in the world. I know that there is substantial amounts of evil in the world. But anyway, so I just had to stop and make this video, and I'm going to get back to bed. So thank you for watching, and please subscribe if you already haven't.